Travis Virgil, principal of Allegheny High School, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's stadium renovation ceremony. As part of the ceremony, I would like to recognize all of the former football players, coaches, and alumni joining us on the field this evening. I would also like to welcome current county commissioners, school board members, and honored guests. As you can see, we have a brand new synthetic turf field, and we will soon have a 5-lane regulation-sized track, which will allow us to hold track meets for the first time ever. We've also added new fencing along the perimeter of the field as well. This complex that we are in this evening has recently been renamed from Woodruff Field to Woodruff Stadium. Mr. Woodruff was a longtime teacher, coach, principal, and superintendent of Allegheny County Schools. In honor of this name change, we have with us Mr. Woodruff's son, Jay, who is a fellow 1988 graduate of Allegheny High School. We would like to present him this plaque on September the 8th, 2023 for the rededication of Woodruff Athletic Fields to Woodruff Stadium in honor of John Woodruff.
Thank you. My dad would have been so proud of the transformation of this stadium. It's really nice out here. I've got on his vintage A jacket to represent him tonight. We're really grateful for the hard work and dedication that everybody has put in. He loved this county and the residents, and I do too. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to put a plug in for the Gator for the Allegheny Educational Foundation. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay. We also have with us tonight Mr. Mark Evans, a former county commissioner who was instrumental in securing funding for this new field, as well as all athletic renovations that we have recently completed at AHS. Please welcome Mark Evans.
Thank you, and it's my honor to briefly share where the funds came from for this project. They told a former politician I had 3 minutes, so I had to write it down. While serving as county commissioner, I quickly realized that our local tax dollars were limited and our needs were great. I learned our schools were funded by the state for the programming, teachers, and curriculum, and the capital needs, the buildings and facilities, were funded by our local tax dollars. With many needs and challenges, and no one coming to save us, I felt compelled to do as much as possible to meet the call. This resulted in many out-of-town trips to lobby, cheerlead, advocate for our county as much as I possibly could. One of those trips was in Sarah Stevens' office in Raleigh, and we were reviewing the budget. And I noticed the state budget had several counties with special appropriations for different projects. Biggest thing I noticed was Allegheny County was not on that list. So sometime after that, I was at another function, and I was introduced to a fellow by the name of Donnie Lambert, a North Carolina representative from Forsyth County. Donnie and I quickly ensued in a conversation and discovered that he actually owns property here in Allegheny County. He became very interested and inquired into some of our local needs, challenges, and so with that, I was ready to unload on him. I also then learned that he was the acting chairman at the time of the State Appropriations Committee in charge of writing and presenting the state budget to our legislature. So what better opportunity could God put together than that? So as we began to come back and work, he wanted information on projects and some estimated budgets. We began to work on it, and in the end, the county ended up with about $2.5 million, with about 2.3 of that going to the school project. It is my prayer that all current and future students of Allegheny County Schools know they are loved and appreciated by our words and our deeds. In closing, I couldn't be prouder to have served this wonderful community. I couldn't have done it without the support of my family, and I believe this came about because each of us played a part in God's plan, and He deserves all the glory. May God continue to bless our children, our schools, and our county, and every home represented here tonight. Thank you.
Finally, I'd like to introduce a former teacher, head coach, and athletic director at Allegheny High School, the legendary Tom Smith.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Have you ever seen such a good-looking crowd of Trojans? Let's give them a big old hand. And not only Trojans, but we've got a couple of Sparta Yellow Jackets, both of them 90 years old, that came out tonight. JD's here. It's a great crowd. I did want to say that my brother Jim, that coached here for many, many years, sends his regrets and apologies. He had a family obligation over the weekend and was unable to attend, but he wanted to make sure that all of his old guys got a big old shout out. So shout out to Jim's crowd. When he and Arvel Cornett were the very first coaches on this football field back in the day. But I gotta tell you, doesn't this place just absolutely sparkle? Who would have thought we'd ever live long enough to see something like this? And it was in 1978 that Mr. John Woodruff, a great man and a great educator, had a vision for this place. And he got Donald and Johnny Davis to build it. And Garrett Bear, his outfits, put the final touches on it, and here we are. But even though Mr. Woodruff's name's on the side of the building, I think he wanted this to be a place for Allegheny County people to come and enjoy, assemble, and compete. And I guess it's been 45 years now, and his dreams come true, that's for sure. He made it a reality. I suspect almost everyone here tonight has taken some special memories away with you from this place. You may have competed here as a youngster. You may have seen one of your loved ones graduate from here, or maybe you graduated yourself. And it's just a special place. And to me, it is, always has been, and always will be a place for Allegheny Trojan football. And these guys that are up here, they told me to be brief tonight in this about to rain. They all got in free, probably. That's why we got such a good crowd. But all of these guys have taken some memories from this place, and I'm telling you that they range everywhere from elation to agony, and they're the ones with the stories. They told me not to tell any. But they'll be sitting amongst you here pretty quickly, and just ask them. I know they'd be glad to share a few stories about playing right here. Or better yet, you ask Dwayne Bright or Billy Nilo. I don't think I've ever had two that's ever loved it any more than those two. And they tell you. I think Dwayne's been to about every game in 30 years. And Nitro got married on Aug 1. You remember that? Aug 1's kind of a special date for all these guys. So I'll finish up, and I do want to say I'm very humbled. I was blessed to be able to coach here for 26 years, and I absolutely loved every single minute of it. But the reason was because of all these guys. They're the absolute best. They were all good bosses. And I told Sid Carrier I'd finish up with this. I know we're scuffling a little bit on the scoreboard right now, but just remember, today, like any other day, is a great day to be a Trojan. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. This new football field is just the beginning of great things to come for the students, teachers, and staff of Allegheny County Schools. Thank you.